Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday night, January the 4th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Nice to see everyone here. This is my first show, my first evening show since last Tuesday, December the 30th. Yes, and then because I didn't do shows New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, I did a couple morning shows Saturday and Sunday, but this is my first evening show since last Tuesday. So I'm glad to be back, settling into a pattern, a routine again as everyone's back to work and school tomorrow. Nice to see everyone, including Carol, Simon, Fangirl, Harry, Indigo, Justin. Who else is in here? I know Russell was in here, Gerald, we got Darren, Swervin Yrvin, many others. And I know some people were good. They knew exactly what time I set the stream up because it was 9:18 p.m. because I went trigger happy. I pressed the wrong button in StreamYard, and then it posted the stream before I even made the proper thumbnail nor the proper time. So yes, at 9:18 p.m. I was setting up the stream, and a couple eagle-eyed subscribers texted me and said, "Hey, your show says it's starting at 9:18," and obviously that was a mistake. So you might have noticed too, I put in 2 new graphics. Oh, Darren, you're back. That's awesome. Welcome. Hey, Jessica. Fangirl, did you notice that you now have a 48 badge beside you? And then there's a couple of you that are going to there's a couple of you that are going to see a 60-month icon in the span, I think in the next week or so, because I'm pretty sure I started memberships like January 5th or 6th back in 2021. So I think there's a couple of you that will have a 60-month icon or emoji or whatever you call it beside your name in the next week or so. So yes, Jacob helped me. I hadn't updated since I did my members 5 years ago. So now we have a 48 one, which many of you should have had for the past year, actually, because many of you have been members for 4 years, and now we have a badge for 5 years, which some of you are going to be hitting in the month of January. So nice to see everyone here today. There's no Canucks game today. There's the World Juniors. So maybe I'll talk about World Juniors first, and I'll just kind of set the stage, preview the Canucks road trip. And then in the mid-show sponsor read, for those of you that haven't been to my morning shows, I will explain to you what the future of the morning shows is going to be. Yes, you are getting your 24, chilling at the hotel, the Las Vegas hotel, with the stream on your phone and Harry Potter on TV while eating food. Vacation life. You are a good multitasker, Justin. I think it's hubris to automatically assume it's Canada, US, and World Juniors. Well, that's the thing, Irwin. In the past 6 years, it was either Canada or the US playing for gold medal. And this year, for the first time, and like I said, in 6 years, it's European teams. It's Sweden versus Czechia. So maybe we'll talk about that first. And my New Year's was good, Harry. Pretty quiet. We had a couple of people over, did the countdown, jumped up and down for good health. To grow taller, I guess. I don't know. Ate grapes for health, and then shook money around. Not that you're shaking money away. Hopefully, to lead to prosperity as well. All right. As people pile in here, thank you to everyone piling in here. Let's get to. Let me talk about the World Juniors just for a couple minutes. So this afternoon, Gail and I were running errands. We were putting away Christmas decorations. House looks a lot cleaner now, but we were outside, we were inside, we were running errands, we were dropping things off, picking things up, And then I had the end of the Sweden Finland game on. And we obviously know that the Sweden and Finland, the Nordic countries, are rivals when it comes to hockey. They're rivals when it comes to basically anything, but certainly in hockey. And what a game. What a game. I wasn't cheering for Finland. I wasn't cheering for Sweden. Sweden was more the favorite. Finland is kind of the pesky underdog. And it was a good game. And then excuse me, back and forth. I think Sweden kept taking the lead. Finland kept coming back. And then in overtime, Sweden took a penalty, a slash. And then Finland had the last 2 minutes basically of overtime 4-3. They couldn't score. I'm pretty sure Bjork had 4 breakaways in overtime and got stymied by the Finnish goalie. And you know what's crazy? I'm watching the shootout, the crazy shootout between Finland and Sweden. And then because after 10 minutes of 3-3 overtime didn't solve anything. And then after 5 shooters, you can repeat. So Sweden repeated the same guy a couple times. I think it was Frondell, right? Who scored the game winner. But I'm pretty sure Finland was up 1-0 with the last shooter to go for Sweden. And then I was just about to tweet, man, Finnish goalies are really good in the shootout. And then Sweden scored. So I didn't tweet it, thank goodness. And then Sweden ends up scoring, winning in the 8th round, I believe. So what a great game. Then I go to church. I play the piano, and then I come back and I get to watch. So as I coming home from church, picked up dinner for Gail and me, and then I have the stream going on my phone safely on the side, but I'm hearing, Czechia taking a 4-3 lead, and then Canada tying it up with 5 minutes to go. Exciting. And then Canada taking a penalty, but then Czechia taking a too many men penalty. But then was it McKenna or Malone, or whoever accidentally touched the puck with his glove on a face-off? So then we're, instead of negating the original penalty, now we're shorthanded again. And then the Czechs score, and it wasn't kicking motion, but it went off of Michael Misa's skate, and then the Finnish, I keep saying that, the Czechia forward skate, and then they add the empty netter. And Czechia has dispatched of Team Canada for the past 3 years now, all with final last 2-minute goals. Oh, and it's tough because obviously I want Canada to win. World Junior Hockey is very exciting. A lot of mistakes, just because they're young, they got a lot of bravado, they're skilled, they think they can do anything, and they're competitive. All those things. Fine. And then I don't know about you, and tell me if any of you agree with me on this. Actually, I would love to. If any of you agree with, let me know if you agree with this. So, the one thing that I don't like, and I get it, I've never been on Team Canada. My son Jacob, he can say he's actually on Team Canada. I've never been on Team Canada for anything. The only thing I could be on Team Canada is for drinking Pepsi maybe, or eating sushi. But I don't think they have those teams right now. They should. But so I've never been at that high level. But I still think that sometimes, and maybe it's juniors, and now I'm saying this, I think it's nothing to do with Canada. It has everything to do with the fact that these are 17 and 18-year-olds. That's what it must be. But I cringe. I don't know if that's the right word, but I always have a funny feeling inside when Canada loses, and then it seems like they're being unsportsmanlike. Like it seems like they're being almost poor sports, but I get it. Okay. I'm not stupid. I get that this is the biggest game of their lives up in their young age. I get that they're young, like they're basically Kayla's age. They're younger than my 2 boys. So I got to think back of when my 2 boys were younger, or that age. I got to think about when I was a 17, 18-year-old, how much of a hothead I was. So I get all those things. Okay. But I don't like it when I see them smashing sticks, or when I see them, going after the Czechia players, or going after the refs. I don't know. Tell me if I'm soft, or tell me if I should let it go and kind of not be like that. Cheer Canada no matter what. And in the big scheme of things, they're competitive kids. They're not doing anything wrong. But it doesn't sit well with me. And it's not just Team Canada. Okay, it's any unsportsmanlike things. Like we've had bad Russian juniors before, and we've had bad Swedish juniors before. So it's not. I'm not talking about the Canadian juniors. I'm just talking about just bad sportsmanship overall. But I get that it's competitive, and I get that they had their hearts broken. Let me go to the comments just for a couple seconds. Let me know. Tell me if you agree. Tell me if you disagree. But or maybe I'm making too big out of a deal. But it is something that I noticed at the end of tonight's game. Sign me up for Olympic sushi eating, please. All right, me and you, we'll be a team. We'll be a team. We'll be a tag team. Shows that the rest of the hockey world is quickly catching up to USA and Hockey Canada in terms of development. It's a wake-up call for them that the rest of the world is catching up. Yeah, and it's not just the Sweden and Finlands that you're used to. It's the Czechias of the world now, too, for sure. For many of the players, it will be the highlight of their career. That is fair. That is fair. Edmund says, is it bad coaching? Maybe. Tell me what Eberle is known for. Yeah, he's known for that game-tying goal. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Dale Hunter is the leader of the team, and the players are acting like that. It comes from coaching. Carol says, I totally agree with you, Clay. Eddie says, these are kids, and I agree, leadership and maturity. The level of sportsmanship is to be expected for the age, just like their play. Okay, totally fair, Irvin. Totally fair. I can see your perspective, Clay. It's also a lack of maturity combined with the high stakes and lack of emotional regulation with these junior players being the age they are, minimal discipline. All those things are true. Well said, C. Edits. To be fair, Canada did not tighten up defensively when it counted. Yes, their defense was very poor today. Canada didn't play good D. There you go, Edmund. Youth, immaturity, and bravado, even in round-robin games like the Canadians scoring the goal, then tapping the opposing team player on the butt as they went to the bench. I saw that too. I saw that. Life is a series of learning opportunities. This is good. You guys are good. You guys are very, very mature in here. Yeah. So just kind of a thought I had. Maybe not too much of a big deal. Hey, Alistair. I saw that you bowled well today. What did you end up placing in? Alistair, I wanted to bowl because I like no tap because I rarely strike, as you know. And I have a huge handicap because I sucked in league this year. But actually, on the Boxing Day tournament, I injured my elbow. I'm pretty sure it's tennis elbow. Golfer's elbow's on the inside, tennis elbow's on the outside. So I'm pretty sure I hurt and it's still tender. And otherwise, I would have been out there today bowling with all you. So I hope you did well, Alistair. At the same time, these high stakes moments at a young age prepares for their career as adult hockey players. Yes. Canadian team is stacked, but defensive kind of lacking. Yes. Gavin, well, he didn't handle loss well with the penalty and game misconduct at the end. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's not going to hurt his draft stock, but interesting. I know Edmund knows Alistair. Agree, but not surprised. A lot of these kids are not used to losing. That's a great point. That's true. They are the best of the best. Yes, indeed. How do you see? I can't even see Alistair's profile picture. How do you see it so well? Do you have to click on his name? Yeah, that is a cool shirt, actually. Alistair's got a bunch of cool bowling shirts. I asked you what's more disappointing, the Canucks season so far or Canada's loss to Czechia, and it is a 50-50 split. Oh, no, 52-48. Pretty much 50-50. 30 of you voted. Thanks to everyone who voted. Yes, pretty much down the middle. It's both are disappointing. Despite the roster, skilled players need to learn to play with class, win with humility, and lose with dignity. Those lessons I feel aren't taught enough in the juniors as they develop. Gotcha. Oh, you click on his thing. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's. See, Irvin, you should start your own channel or something. You're smart. Maybe a different way of selecting the team is needed. I don't know. I think the selections were fine, and Czechia is just a really good team as well. Yeah, I don't know. Taylor's mad. Hi, Taylor. Canucks season more disappointing once Quinn got traded. That's fair. That is fair. Irwin says, why so close? The Canucks not doing well was more expected. Oh, so you're saying the disappointment should be more with the juniors. Yeah, do whatever you want, Irvin. You should. Okay, let's shift our attention now to the other side of the poll and the Canucks' disappointing season. So they are going off on this road trip, but let's kind of look at what happened recently. So for all intents and purposes, it was a 4-game homestand. I know there was this one quick jaunt down to Seattle, which they won, but they lost against San Jose. I was not there, thank goodness. What the heck was I doing that night? 27th. I think I was watching on TV. Then I was at this game. A bunch of us were. Brutal, 6-3 loss. Then I was at this game with my season ticket partner, Mike. Brutal. And then I was at this game. And it was nice because in the span of the week, though, despite seeing the Canucks go 0-2-2, the 3 games I was at, this game, I was with Gail, saw Gerald, saw Ian and Johnny. Oh, no. Did I see them in that game? This game, I remember it was Tyler. It was Tyler's wife, Sam. It was Justin. It was Ryan, his cousin Jeevan, and Gerald. That's who I got to see on Tuesday night, pretty sure. I think Rosie was there too on Tuesday night. Yes. And then on Friday night, I saw my friend Nicole and her dad, Brian. I saw the brothers, Ian and Johnny Boy. And then met Edison. That's right, Edison and his friend Andrew. That's what that was. And then last night, it was a small one. It was just I was back with Gail. And I saw Rosie, but then I saw Lucas in the team store, saw Cody in the team store. I met a really nice guy named Kyle because my wife Gail almost bought a jersey, but she did not buy a jersey last night. So the Canucks in their 4-game homestand, which was broken up by that win in Seattle, they did not win. Loss. And that's why they're 4 games under 500 at home. 4 games. No, they're 8 games under 500. They're 4-12-3 or something like that. What are they? Yeah, at home, the Canucks are 4-12-3. They are 8 games under 500, but on the road, they're 12-8-2. They're 4 games over 500. So 8 minus 4 is 4. That's why in total, we are 4 games under 500 because we're 8 games under at home, 4 games over on the road. And this road trip that we're going on is our longest road trip of the season. Buffalo, Detroit, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Columbus. So it's always this Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa swing. So 3 and 4 games there. And then Buffalo, remember, they just had their 10 game winning streak snapped by these guys, the Columbus Blue Jackets, Jackie's favorite team. And Detroit, I remember us playing recently. So these aren't the most amazing teams ever, but every team except Winnipeg is better than us in the standings. And then we have that 8-game homestand before the Olympics, 8 games and 14 nights, every second night from the 17th, 31. Bam, 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 bam. But let's worry about the homestand later. I hope that's not 8 straight losses. On the road, the second longest road trip was the one we just went on, and we went 4-1. Remember, the trade happened right here on the 12th, and then we won, and then we lost to Philly. So our last road trip, we went 4-1, and that was a 5-gamer. And as I mentioned, this is the 6-game road trip that we are about to embark on, starting with the Buffalo Sabres on Tuesday. Now, if you want to look at the standings real quick, I want to show you something interesting. Well, I found it interesting. You might not. Look at this. If we had won those 2 overtime games, or overtime and shootout, we would have 39 points. And then Seattle would only have 42, right? Because we would have taken one of their points. So technically, we would be 3 points out of, then San Jose would bump out. So we would be 4 points out of a playoff spot if we had got those 2 extra points. As it is, we are 6 games out of the playoff spot, although these 2 teams have games in hand, so it could be even worse. But we are 6 points out. You know my theory, within 6 points, it's doable. After 6, it's a lot harder. That makes sense. But imagine if the Canucks actually won the shootout against Seattle and they won in overtime or shootout against Boston. We'd have 39 points. We'd still be in the same spot, but we'd actually be within striking distance, even a lot closer. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's how tight this league is, and that's how every point counts. Meanwhile, look at Buffalo. Buffalo won 10 straight, and then before losing, so they're 9-1 in their last 10, and that they're still on the outside looking in because look how tight theirs is: 49, 48, 47, 46, 46, 46, 45, 45, 45, 43, and ours is like that too. but it's lower, 43, 43, 42, 30, 42, 42, 41, 41, 40. So pretty tight in the West as well. I guess my point, and I'm not telling you anything you didn't already know, is every point matters. Just a couple of last things I want to talk about, just general things that we've heard about for the Canucks. I recorded 2 videos with Doodle Hockey earlier today, so that's kind of cool. So you'll be seeing them over the next 2 days. One of them we did a Team Canada Olympics preview, and the other one we talked about the 3 Minnesota Wild players that came over: Zeev Buium, Marco Rossi, and Liam Ogrens. And I won't spoil anything out of fairness to Jacob. I won't talk about what we talked about exactly, but the general consensus is I think Buium has been average. I think Rossi has, in my opinion, has been a little bit disappointing. And I think Liam Ogren has been a little bit of a surprise. So all 3 have been fine. I don't have any issues with all of them. But I think Ogren, being the least heralded of the 3, has actually been the most impactful of the 3 so far. And maybe that has to do with expectations as well. So that's something that's on my mind is now we're coming up on we're a week away from being a full month since the trade. So that's always going to be in the back of my mind, watching Quinn Hughes rip it up in Minnesota. The other thing, I guess, the biggest news story right now is Elliot Friedman reported yesterday that Kiefer Sherwood was offered some sort of deal by the Canucks, but apparently the gap is too big. And that makes sense. Like, to me, a lot of people are like, oh, this is breaking news. Oh, the Canucks want to keep Sherwood. I think they always want to keep Sherwood, but they're just being realistic about what Sherwood probably wants to make and thinks he deserves to make and what the Canucks are willing to pay him. He's 30 years old. His body might start to break down given how much hitting he does, but I get it. He's the Canucks' leading goal scorer by far. So I'm not just saying just lose him for nothing. This is why you got to maximize trade value if you don't think that you're going to be able to sign him to a new contract extension. And you have to factor all those things, right? The way he plays, how old he is, and how much he wants to make. Others are saying it could be part of a sign and trade because then you do the negotiating for another team, and then they know exactly what the next contract is going to look at. Then they don't have to try and re-sign Sherwood at the end of the season. So if you sign him and then trade him, and then you get more back because now the team that's receiving Sherwood is dealing with a known commodity in terms of money and in terms of contract length. So there's all that to consider. So I think that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. You know, Vander Kane didn't play the last 10 minutes of yesterday's game. I don't know if he's banged up or if he got benched. And with Rossi and Garland out, I think Garland's going to go on the road trip. Not sure about Rossi. And I think Hito's going to go on the road trip too. So maybe we're going to get Hito back, eventually Bluger back, and then Garland and Rossi are still injured. And Derek Forbort, wouldn't count on him for the rest of the season. Okay. See it says, very good points, Clay, about Sherwood. Same points were brought up when it came to keeping or trading Miller. Did not know that. I will get to your comments in a second, but let me start off by doing my Mitchell sponsor read. Then I'll talk a bit about what my philosophy is for morning shows going forward. And then after that, then I will get to all of your questions and your comments. But just before I do that, I just want to pull something up to show you in a second. All right. I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor. That's, of course, Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsors. The first one is Gassy Jack Art, creates this wonderful artwork. You see my home studio, GassyJackArt.com. We got Mulligan Golf Company, MLGNGolf.com for your golfing apparel and accessories. And we have Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Thanks to, these are the ways that you can get involved tonight. Subscribe to the channel. You can like the video. You can leave a donation. Be the first to leave a donation tonight. You can gift a membership, buy your membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Looking at it right now, Gerald and Swervin Yrvin. They are tied among the leaderboard at 225. Fangirl is third with 150. Simon is fourth with 100, and then a bunch of people tied with 75. But it's Gerald and Swervin Yrvin. How fitting that those two are a tie atop the fictional leaderboard. I want to do a couple more things real quick And then my shows this week. Tomorrow, Canucks After Dark at 10. Then I'm going to do open mic. I haven't done it in a couple weeks. So open mic Monday. That is tomorrow night at 11:15 after Canucks After Dark. Then I have my shows Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. But tomorrow, of most recent interest, Canucks After Dark at 10, Parker and me. And then open mic Monday at 11:15. This is the first Sunday of the month. So that means it's time for me to give away 5 memberships. So you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to give away 5 memberships. So let's give some love to the schmuck named Canuck Clay for giving away some memberships. What dono drop should I give myself? I haven't done this one in a while.
3, 2, 1.
That is absolutely horrible. So, despite that, congratulations to Etienne, Robert. Oh, I've not seen Robert in a long time. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you. Spartan, Big Hog, and Mitch. You are all new owners of franchise membership for a month. Nice to see all of you and welcome to franchise membership. And then the legendary Carol Bovelander. She gets in the mood and she also gifts a membership. So shout out to legendary Carol Bovelander for the $5 donation. And that membership goes to Antonia, who I see enter a lot of contests, is always around. So Antonia, welcome to membership. And Carol, thank you for your generosity. I appreciate you very, very much. Hope you're doing well. Clay looking snatched. Can't forget. I don't even know what snatched means. I hope it's a good thing. The way makeup Clay faded out and it was perfectly framed with regular Clay. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that makes sense because I rarely change the camera angle. Oh, that's pretty funny. The return of Auntie Clayla. Hollywood glam Clay is a sleigh. I like that. Wait a second. I'm gonna try that one more time. So I'm gonna position myself where I think it is. So I'm just to humor myself. Let's see what happens.
3, 2, 1.
How close is it? Pretty close? Sort of close? Oh, I can watch it. I'm watching on my replay right now. How close was it? I know the microphone changed it. I leaned forward a bit. Then I looked down. Yeah, not bad. Actually, that wasn't bad at all. I can't believe I just did that. So nice. You have to see it twice. You guys really like that. Clay looks like a snack. Is that good? Clay should have kept that look. What are you trying? That's a transition. Clay looking snatch. I'm going to have to ask my kids what that means, but see it. I trust that you would not insult me, at least not so publicly. Okay, you guys, before I get to all of your comments. Oh, Blackhawk, you guys won, right? Nice to see you, Nick. Nice to see you. Before I get to all of your comments, I wanted to announce is too strong a word because it sounds like it's some earthquake. No. So I've decided what I'm going to do with my morning shows. Remember, I told you that I would try it for 5 weeks for the month of December and just to try it as an experiment. Every morning after a Canucks game the previous night, I would do a show at 7:45 in the morning during the weekdays because I don't do any morning shows, and it was a chance to attract a new audience. So what it did, so I tried it for 5 weeks to mixed results. I think the good things are people that can't come to the evening show, either it's too late or they're maybe overseas, out of town, different time zone. That was the good part, is I was able to engage with some new people, some people that don't come to the evening shows, and many of you also came to the morning shows, and I'm grateful for you for that. But in terms of the channel, the metrics and analytics, even though that's not my driving motivator, it has to make sense for me too, from a a time and energy and commitment standpoint. And it didn't move the needle in terms of my channel. My channel didn't grow, that much over those 5 weeks. So what I've decided when I factor in my schedule, my energy, my motivation, the channel growth, everything, is I will do one morning show a week, either on Saturday or Sunday. So I do my shows, obviously, as you know, Sunday through Thursday, every night. Monday's the only one where it starts a little bit later because the Canucks After Dark. But I do my show Sunday to Thursday night at 11. So that's a given. But I wasn't streaming Friday night or Saturday night. So what I'm going to do is either on the Saturday or the Sunday, I will do an 11 a.m. stream, and depending on the Canucks schedule, depending on my work schedule and my travel schedule. So I've laid out what January is going to look like in terms of Canucks content. So I'm going to show you real quick what my schedule is going to look like for the new year, for the first month. So this is actually on my community tab now. So I did a Clay-M yesterday. I did a Clay-M this morning. Then this is us right here and right now. I'll make this a little bit larger for all of you to see. So it says tomorrow, Canucks After Dark, CCC open mic. Then my shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then for this weekend coming up, because the Canucks play on Saturday night, I will do a show. They play Toronto on Saturday. So I will do a show on Sunday morning. And then next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The following week, the Canucks play the Oilers on Saturday the 17th. So Sunday morning, the 18th, I will do my morning show. And then the regular. There's a couple of members live streams in here, which I'll get to in a second. And then the last week, the Canucks play actually on the Friday against the Devils. So then I will do a Saturday morning show, not a Sunday morning show. And then it goes like that. Then for members, I want to bring this up real quick. I've also posted the members calendar for January. So I'm going to get back to doing these Ask Me Anything videos every weekend starting next weekend, as long as there's enough questions for me to answer. That'll be strictly for members. Then I got my 2 members live streams, both on Wednesdays this month, the 24th and the 28th. And then this is what I want to tell you, Legends and Hall of Fame members that are in the house. Usually I do this the last Sunday of the month, but the last Sunday of the month is January 25th. And I'm at the Canucks versus Penguins game. So instead of making it Saturday the 24th, I want to keep it on the Sunday. It seems to work for everyone. So this month's group Legend and Hall of Fame call, this shouldn't say one-on-one. It should say Legend and, actually I can edit it right here. Legend and Hall of Fame group Zoom call, not one-on-ones, will be on January the 18th. So 1 week early this month, January the 18th. So I hope all of that makes sense to all of you. What is Harry saying about? Yeah, no, Harry, I don't have a Saturday on there. It says Sunday twice. Yes, because I'm doing 2 shows on the Sunday, Harry. I'm doing 2 on Sunday, January the 11th. I'm doing 2 shows, Saturday, both on Sunday, because as I mentioned, the game is on Saturday. All right, let me go back a little bit, but basically I will go to 15 minutes of your questions, comments. You can talk about the Canucks. You can talk about Sherwood. You can talk about a Kane. You can talk about the new guys. You can talk about the games, home versus away. You can talk about the World Juniors, Canada versus Czechia, whatever you want to talk about. I will highlight your comments and questions starting from after when you guys were complimenting me on what I look like as a woman. Did you enjoy the polar bear swim last week in English Bay? No, I don't do it. I don't go, and that's not my thing. Hope you had fun, Nick. You just got home from the game. What the heck? It's 1:30. That's what time you get home after driving the 2? I guess that makes sense, right? Game ends between 9:30 and 10. You drive 2 hours. Gosh, you are a trooper. Would Team Tank accept a 4-4 homestand? I mean, best of both worlds, not winning every game, not losing every game. Yeah, 4-4 is not going to move the needle much. I think they should expect that. Snack or snatch means good. Your makeup looking snatch is a compliment. Okay, I will take it. Bertuzzi, hat trick in OT. Like, he finished his hat trick in OT, I presume. Not he got all 3 goals in OT. That doesn't make sense. Looking dashing. Thank you, Jaskimo. I appreciate that. The comments are Clay and his makeup. Yes, I like them. If there are comments, keep them coming. Keep them coming. We used to have Bertuzzi hat tricks. That is true. Bring back vertical streams. Yeah, that lasted about 2 days for me. Bertuzzi had a hat against us this year too. Great. Thanks for the reminder. That's a very well thought out decision, Clay, to balance your priorities and still carry forward one morning show a week. Avoid burnout. Yes. Thank you. And it's a wait. And it's not about appeasing the morning crowd, but I also got to do what makes sense for me and my energy and my vibe. And that is definitely night. It looks like you have a second family member and you have a lookalike. Well, that's because it was me, right? If you're talking about me in makeup. Group one-on-ones, Legends Hall of Fames have to Zoom with one another. Yeah. Or I'll use the breakout rooms and I'll break everyone out into like rooms of 2. One-on-one group Zoom. You can only see one person in the group and they can't see you. That's a little bit scary. By the way, speaking of scary, I don't know what's getting into me. On back-to-back nights, we watched Weapons and then we watched Smile 2 on back-to-back nights. And even more surprising than me watching those is my son, Sean, actually surviving those 2 movies because for a tough guy and a smart guy, he is the world's biggest chicken. Kane. Well, it's just that he missed the last 10 minutes of last night's game. I don't know if he got benched or if he got hurt. Not winning at home has been an issue for the Canucks for the past 2 or 3 seasons. Do you think the team is putting undue pressure on itself to perform well at home? Darren, great question. Adam Foote's been asked about it a lot in the past week, and his response is sometimes the Canucks get too cute, or they put too much pressure on themselves, or they try and do too much. On the road, you simplify the game a little bit. Yeah. Hi, Claire. Are you confident the Canucks will get first overall pick? No. Because you can never, I don't know how anyone could be confident given A, the Canucks' lack of luck in the past, and B, it still is a lottery. So even if you tank or try and finish last, there's no guarantee. Am I worried that they might drop down the second? Yeah, if you're talking about the actual, before even the lottery draw, I've said it before, but maybe they're proving me wrong. I don't think this is a bottom 5 team. I really don't. Oh, you're in Yellowknife now. Nice. Bit disappointing in the World Juniors with the U.S. booted. Was hoping to see Canada win on USO. Yeah. And now you're going to have all the players' families from Czechia and Sweden watching, but I don't know how electric the crowd's going to be honest with you. The more the Canucks lose, the closer we'll see McKinnon and Blue. That is true, Tom Clayman. That is true. You're watching hockey in the hotel room. Oh, I'm presuming you're there for work. Normally I get home at 2 a.m., a 4-hour drive. Oh, wow. Right. Game ends at 10, then you're home at 2, and that's 2 your time. Yeah, that's crazy. So this was an hour earlier. Good. Colorado's mindset this season is to play every shift like the score is 0-0. What percentage of Canucks struggle would you guess is mental? It's so hard to say. I do think that they're not talented enough, and I think, admittedly, that's the bigger issue than the mental game. So maybe 30 to 40% is mental, but I do think more of it's physical, to be honest with you. Love the transition from your makeup. Thank you. Yeah, Jessica, what'd you think about Weapons? I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really, really good. How was Smile 2? I enjoyed it. I like Weapons more. But Smile 2, I thought the story was more interesting than Smile 1. It was fine. It was good. Will the upcoming road trip destroy the Canucks' last hopes for the season, or are they gone already? Pretty sure they're close to gone already, but no, the Canucks are 4 games above 500 on the road. I actually think this might bolster them a little bit and give them maybe even more hopes to make it. I think the Canucks should avoid drafting McKinnon unless he proves more in college hockey. If he was still in the WHL, he'd be consensus first. Yeah, that one's tough to say, right? That one's tough to say. Sometimes you draft best players, sometimes you draft a need. Different scouts like different things. I'm certainly not going to fault him for playing in college. I'm so ticked about it. We always win on USA soil. They need to smarten up. So Taylor is not happy. In your opinion, the players that play in the World Juniors, for example, do you think they're going to get drafted? Well, most of them, like the Canadian roster, US roster, 75 to 80% of those players are already drafted because they were draft eligible last year. So it's rare when it's a non-drafted player makes the team. So the McKennas and the Stenbergs and the Verhoffs of the world, that is the minority, not the majority. Because you look down any roster and like I said, 80 to 90% of those players have already been drafted. Glad you're doing one morning show as opposed to the two you were initially planning. We definitely would have supported. Thank you. Health and family definitely prioritized before streams. Absolutely. And it hasn't been that busy for me work-wise in December, but it's going to pick up in the spring. And there'll be some Saturdays or Sundays where I'm not available for the day. So then that will dictate which day I do my show on as well. How come everyone's saying they can't hear me? What happened? What happened? Someone said mic muted, can't hear me. How long did that last for you guys? How long did it last for that you couldn't hear me? That was weird because I didn't touch anything. Interesting. Can you hear it? I hope you guys can hear me now. I'm listening on my own stream. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. Weird. Given that it's been 3 years in a row that Canada lost check in the last minute of the game, do you think the theme for next Canadian World Juniors team should be Slay the Dragon? I think maybe they just need to play a bit better. Oh, you guys, my stream was choppy. Sorry about that. I haven't reset my laptop in a while. Thank you for letting me know, but it looks like Jessica's solution was refresh the video. Okay, thank you for that. I will clean things up for tomorrow for sure. Do I enjoy horror movies, Clay, in general? I like thriller movies better, but I don't mind a good horror movie. I don't like gore. Like I don't like gore for the sake of gore, but I like thriller jump scare horror movies more. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are always looking out for me. Is Derek Forbert's career over? I don't know if it's over. You mean, for the Canucks? Yeah, he is a UFA at the end of this season, but it's really, really too bad. It's really too bad. Have I watched Barbarian? Same dirt? No, I have not. Edmund, would you recommend it? I know you're a movie buff. Would you recommend that I watch Barbarian? Carol doesn't like horror movies. I don't blame you. Burned is here. Yeah, Burned. Yeah, some people that were in the morning and evening shows, Burned, Yrvin, Gerald, Fangirl for sure. I know those were among the people that were in both morning and night. I'm glad to see the Blackhawks have top end prospects in the gold medal game in Frondel and how do you say that? Nestrasil? Yeah, good. Frondel was good today. McKenna got paid $1 million to play NCAA hockey. I don't blame him either. Oh, I did not know that. That makes sense. This feels like a silent movie. McKenna will be #1 pick. Do you think he can really help us? There's some talks that Stenberg is playing better than McKenna, a more complete player. Stenberg was impressive tonight. Yeah. And then Verhoff's name is being bandied around a little bit as well. Will you be? Of course, Harry. I can't wait. I did watch Smile 1. It was scary, but I thought Smile 2 was a bit better. Do you think McKenna could end up being a Shane Wright type situation where Wright was a consensus #1 for many years until he slipped and fell and hasn't been laid out? No, I'm not. I think he's a better player than Wright, but it doesn't mean that he will go #1. How much do you think your channel grew over last year? I haven't looked at the actual numbers. I think it grew a little bit, but not much. It was more steady. It was steady. And there are a lot of other new content creators that popped up and my channel still grew a little bit, but it was more when the Canucks don't do well, my channel doesn't do as well. Everyone who couldn't hear Clay, drop your age in the chat. We'll see if anyone actually does that. That's so funny. 8:41 in the morning. Thank you, Bern. You're great. If they don't win on home soil next year, we are hooped as a country. They better, yes, Edmonton Red Deer next year. Hey, Tyler, nice to see you. Hey, J-Lo. I do not watch Stranger Things. Am I missing out? I've not watched this. You know, I haven't watched Stranger Things. I've never seen How I Met Your Mother. I've never watched Friends. I've never watched Big Bang Theory. I have not watched Game of Thrones. I have not watched, what's that? Walking Dead. I haven't seen any Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen any Harry Potter. What a loser, eh? Thriller. Why are you guys singing Thriller? What happened? It's close to midnight. There's something evil looking in the dark. Just finished watching Stranger Things. Tyler, I don't answer this question anymore because I feel there's nothing earth breaking, but I feel the stream is important because the conversation is always important. How long is your Vegas trip going to be for the end of January? Leave Thursday at dinner time, come back late Monday night. So we're missing Friday work and Monday work. The concert itself is the Friday night, the 30th. So flying down Thursday, seeing the concert Friday, and then seeing Gail's dad, who lives down there as well, has some health issues, and then whatever else we do in Vegas. Looking forward to it. There's a really good horror video on YouTube. That was good. Game 7, Vancouver versus Boston. That was funny. Will I cheer for Sweden or Czechia? Well, we have one Swedish player, right? Bjork, the older Bjork. So, and the fact that Czechia beat Canada, us, like I was playing. Probably cheer for Sweden, but really doesn't matter. Clay needs the extra time off from morning streams to practice his Backstreet Boys dance moves to join them in February. That's true. Backstreet's back. All right. They need an Asian guy in there. Clay, in these times, we need to hold Canucks flag up more than ever. I will. I'm with you. Scariest part of the beginning is when Don Cherry announces the team that scored the first goal will win the cup. Is that what he said? Dang. Never watched Friends. Okay. Simpsons. No, I didn't watch that either. I have not watched the Mighty Ducks movie. I have not watched Harry Potter. Yeah, I kind of overshared there, right? Canada's game was very sloppy. Defense not great. I agree. Wait, what? You're missing out, Clay. You don't have to live like this. Yeah, I rattled off like 10 or 12 things I've never seen. Bruh, HP, Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings. No, it's so good. Okay, maybe this summer then. Finn from Stranger Things is from Vancouver. Went to St. Pat's. That I am aware of. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. My brother watched The Walking Dead. I couldn't even look at the TV when he watched it. The zombies probably what scared me. Yeah. I'm going to see New Edition, who I've never seen before, Boyz II Men and Tony Braxton. Those are 90s legends. They're not 90 years old, although some might say, no, they're popular in the 90s. So it's, New Edition and Boyz II Men and Tony Braxton. Yeah. Hi, Helen. New Edition, Boyz II Men and Tony Braxton. Going to Vegas at the end of January, and then my other trip is end of March. Taking Gail on a cruise for finishing her masters off. I love Walking Dead, but couldn't continue watching after they. Oh, is that a spoiler? Positive thoughts for Gail's dad's health. Health issues are never easy. I'm sure he'll be happy to see you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wilson Bjork, thank you. If you're up to you between Ivar Stenberg and Gavin McKenna, who would you pick? I don't think Vancouver would draft Verhoff. We already got too many right-hand D. I agree with that. I need to watch more of the players, to be honest with you. I don't think you can go wrong with either or. I've not seen The Godfather. Goalie interference was a crap goal. The guy was pushed. How's your hockey pool going? I'm second in my mom's. I'm third in my keeper pool. I'm fifth in my auction pool. So I'm not winning anymore. And the NFL playoffs can be very interesting. Some really good teams. Seattle and Denver with the buys. I'm reading through the first Harry Potter book. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Today is the anniversary of your dad's passing. Oh, sorry to hear that, Edmund. Can't believe it's been a year. That makes sense because it was around Christmas time, but the start of the new year. But I can't believe a year has gone by. I hope you're doing okay, buddy. Drop in the chat things that everyone knows, but you've never seen. Drop in the chat things that everyone knows, but you've never seen. I was with Finn on Halloween. It was fun. Huh? So I don't get it. You were with the Canucks Finn. You have not seen Gone with the Wind or Jaws. Interesting. I really like the old shows. I'm going to be talking about my age. Charlie's Angels, Heart to Heart, Fantasy Island. Yes, fangirl. I think of you often too about your dad passing. Tyler. I actually went over this. Go back to the 30-minute mark of the stream, please, on the replay, and I lay out the entire. I have a post on my community tab with the entire schedule for the month. But in general, it's Sunday through Thursday at 11 p.m. I think the Eagles are at the spear end of January. Ah, okay. Oh, not the Philadelphia Eagles. Where's your cruise with Gail? I didn't know she was doing her Masters too. I'm also my last bit of the Masters. Nice. She's doing hers from Queens, and we are doing Caribbean out of Houston. Oh, no. I know you're trying to get to a game over the break. Dang it. Sorry to hear. When did Czech Republic turn into Czechia? Hey, Ian. Many years ago. It's now there's Czechia and there's Slovakia, right? There's no Czechoslovakia. Oh, sorry. You're not even talking about take that back. You're not even talking about the split between Czech and Slovakia. You're talking about when did Czech Republic become Czechia. That is a good point. Must be a few years though. Hey, Adrian. I would love to say Seattle. I don't know if they make it all the way to the end though. That's a good question. Let me see. If I had to look at the NFL playoff pool, the NFL playoff picture right now, I'd love to say Seattle. And they did have a solid game against. Yeah, like Broncos or Patriots, 14-3 both. Patriots are good. Denver's good. Well, even the Texans and the Bills at 12-5. Those are good teams. So every team in the East is at least 10-7, and East in the AFC. It's basically like the East though. And the NFC, yeah, like Seattle was the best team by 2 wins, right? 2 more than the Rams, 2 more than the 49ers. Yeah, I don't think the Bears are even though they came in second. Gosh, maybe it is Seattle. I don't say that begrudgingly. Seattle, New England, maybe. Seattle versus Buffalo. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Denver and New England are that much better than Buffalo, and they were 2 wins better. Yeah, tough to say. Seattle, Buffalo, maybe. Ticket prices were insane. I'll be cheering for Canada. I want PD and Lankin to do well for their own confidence and their own, but I'll be cheering for Canada for sure. Oh, it's been 2020. Thank you. I haven't seen Terminator. Oh, yeah. How come Baines isn't playing? Yeah, he's the extra forward right now, and he's only up because both Garland and Rossi are hurt. Oh, the actor, he's a family friend. That's awesome, Jack. Much love, Eddie. My dad, unfortunately, in the hospital. I'm spending the night here. Oh, shucks. Well, thank you for tuning in the stream, and I hope your dad gets better. Hot takes about the Stranger Things cast, but I'm not saying on. Well, you can. I just have no clue you're talking about, Taylor. Have a good open mic. We'll miss you. Good luck with Beer League. Flying to Houston for the cruise. Yes. Gail deserves it. Yes. Queens for Masters. Yes. Yeah, it is a great school for sure. Korea will advance to the Olympics soon. In what sport? Don't know the mascot. Now both you and Gail will have the same level of education credentials. Exactly. I think she's smarter than I am, though. Predicted Seattle, Denver. San Fran, Denver. That's not bad. Went to Surrey Central, and I was shocked. About what? Raw is going to be good. SmackDown was great. Bills Nation, baby. And Haley Steinfeld. Who's she dating? I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, Ian. Obviously, Adrian does. Who's Haley Steinfeld dating? Steinfeld. I said Steinfeld. Hey, oh my gosh. Nice to see you. Pats have an easy schedule this year. That's good to know. See, I don't know stuff like that. Seems like ages ago, but when did the games night stop? The start of last season. So it might be a year and a half. The Czechia question reminded me of those map games. Yeah, it was fun for a while, but I think it got a little bit tiresome. Just saw a post that Hito is on the 6-game road trip. Yeah. J-Lo, if he's healthy, I'm not a doctor. I worry for him, but if he wants to play, it's kind of hard to stop him, right? And we're going to be a lot better with him. Thoughts on Robertson not making the U.S. team? Surprised. I know Dallas is really pushing for him. Do you think there's more to it, like people are implying race? No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, Sasan got a new contract. Carlson got a contract. Yeah, Baines isn't at their level, though, for sure. Once again, Omar, hello. I heard, Harry, that he's not going to debut into the Rumble, that he's not going to be on Raw tomorrow, but we'll see. Jerry Seinfeld. She's with Josh Allen. Thank you, Jack. Josh Allen, QB. She's the voice of Spider-Gwen. Who's Spider-Gwen? See, I'm Ian. You know this. You see me at every second game. I'm not very cool. I don't know anything about pop culture. Is it true that Carney will be sending another 1.5 billion to Ukraine? I don't know. And I don't chat politics in here. I wonder if Fangirl watched the 49ers yesterday. Thoughts about JT making the U.S. team? A little bit surprised when a guy like Robertson is off, but they obviously want his leadership, and he does bring some grit and some I don't give a you know what. So, but yeah, probably one of the bottom cuts for sure. Too many NFL games at 125 our time because of the 4 matchups I saw available on TV. None where the Chiefs versus Raiders had to rely on a YouTuber. Well, at least you got it. And Chiefs versus Raiders didn't have any playoff implications, right? Are you rooting for U.S. because of Quinn? Nope. And I would always cheer for Canada. And the fact that Quinn doesn't play for us, even more reason to cheer for Canada and not the U.S. Going to be a logjam when Hito, Bluger, and Rossi come back. Hope management makes the right move and give Ratu more playing time. Yeah, we'll see. Although maybe none of them will be healthy at the same time. Lacombe didn't make it. Yes. Yep. I hope you enjoy your Monday as well. Makar is better than Quinn. Yeah, I always said that if it was reversed and Makar played for the Canucks, we would love Makar more than Quinn and think he's better. I think a lot of people, even before, a lot of people would say that Quinn is better than Makar, is as good as Makar. I always had him in a slightly lower tier. Makar, just bigger, equal good skater and a right shot, a unicorn that way. Yes, the coach is his coach. That's true. Surprised about Horvat making Canada. I'll be cheering for him. Yeah, I'm happy for him. Canucks, please sell. Team Canada is like a dream team. They are very good. Yeah, I have a video with Doodle Hockey coming out tomorrow, breaking down the Team Canada roster. U.S. coach is pretty sure it's Mike Sullivan. Okay. Cheering for Quinn with USA makes as much sense as cheering for Minnesota. Canucks are 6 points out. It is possible, but not probable for sure. All right, friends. And Tyler, love you, man. But everything you've asked, the 3 things you've asked, I talked about in the stream before you got here. Not blaming you. Get here whenever you can. I'm more flattered that you actually make an attempt to come, and that goes for everyone. But the 3 things that you asked me about, I covered already. Hago and Sorelli making the Team Canada is meh for me. Yeah, but look who the coach is. Who's the next captain? I don't think we'll know until next season. Do you think William has the potential to be better than Quinn? No. But he has the potential to have the same impact on a game. But I don't think he's going to be better than Quinn. But he'll be good. Damn, wasn't Sully good back in the day, though? Who are you talking about? Mike Sullivan as a coach? Horvat is hurt, but he should be okay. Feel like we can swear with Hughes. He's been wild for 3 weeks already. Recorded most assists and already had a record of most assists in a game for the Wild. 4 assists. We were blessed to see him. Yeah, and now the whole league is learning about who he is. All right, friends. Thank you for being here. Oh, one thing, Tyler. Yeah, I get it that if you come late, you have to scroll to find it. But it's also not fair to, I don't repeat myself in the show because for the people that have been here since the start, it's actually wasted time and wasted energy. Not you. You are not wasted time, wasted energy. But me repeating an answer or spending too much time on an answer that I've already talked about is actually a waste of time and energy. And I'm not blaming you for coming late. I'm just kind of laying the facts out. That's why, I'm always trying to move the show forward and not go back to things that I've already said before, if that makes sense. I'm glad we traded Quinn Hughes. Don't need that cloud above our heads. Rebuild. Why hasn't Bennett made the Olympics? Really? Yeah, that's interesting. Conn Smythe winner, proven winner, 4 Nations winner, but that's something that Jacob, Doodle Hockey, and I talk about extensively in the video that's coming out tomorrow. All right, friends, I was actually trying to go to 11:45, but it's midnight, so I will wrap up here. Thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Swervin Yrvin, and legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support. And thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond today. And that is Canuck Clay, who gifts 5 memberships. And that is legendary Carol Bovelander for gifting a membership. Add it all up. And the winner of today's leadership board, it's a tie. It's a 3-way tie. It's Gerald. It's Fangirl. And it's Swervin Yrvin, all with 225 points. Congratulations. Harry comes in 4th, technically 2nd, tied with Simon with 125. And then Carol has 100. All right. Your mom using the phone looking up something. Yeah, no, continue to pray for your mom, Tyler. Thank you for keeping us in the loop for sure. And I'm glad that you're here, Tyler, but you know, obviously if you got to tend to your family, that is definitely more important. And Swervin Yrvin, I'm pretty sure, no, he did this for two reasons: to support me and to win the leadership board. So let's get some love to legendary Swervin Yrvin for the $2 donation. And with that, our leaderboard winner is Swervin Yrvin with 325 points, tied for second Gerald and Fangirl with 225. Are you the first strict dono? Yes, I think so, because I didn't have any on the morning shows. I had a new member, Nick, has come on, but you might be the first dono. You might be of 2026. So thank you. Regardless, great job. Great job. Good luck with the CAT scan results. Or you got them, waiting for the MRI. No, hopefully everything goes well. All right, friends, I am out of here. You're awesome. I'm awesome. Team Canada, unfortunately, not awesome today. Canucks not awesome, but you and I are awesome. This joke is pretty funny. This joke's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see all you guys tomorrow. Canucks After Dark at 10 p.m. and then open mic at 11:15 p.m. Friends, have a great Monday. If you're going back to school or work, good luck. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. This joke is for any cooks or chefs or any people who watch a certain local cooking show back in the day. Here we go. Did you know that I found stir fry all over my bed this morning? Yes, stir fry all over my bed this morning. I must have been sleepwalking again. Sleepwalking. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.